That's how I prefer it. Well, not really, but I mean, you get it.
It's because you're on the internet, so,
Yes.
All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to JSmith Plays the Yawhg. This is going to be episode 4 of this series, and just like last time, I am in co-op mode. Today, I have some very special guests, very new guests, possibly very nude guests.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest one with a chance of being nude, we have Rob Alpaca Patrol.
Yeah, I you got me. I'm completely nude right now. Whenever I'm home, really, I'm completely nude. Sometimes when I go outside, I'm nude as well.
Never pants. There's literally dozens of us.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Next up, I have Crazy Mike, the craziest gamer of all time, playing something that's not Dark Souls.
Hey everybody, this is weird. I don't know what not Dark Souls is.
You're a great man, buddy. And last, but certainly not least, we have our good friend Emerson, friend of the channel, friend of the world. And he just laughs. Wow, great guy.
Yeah.
How you doing tonight, man?
I have homework. I'm doing it right now as we do this.
All right. That's how I... Fuck it. Let's do this.
Alright, fuck it, let's do this.
Okay, so we have 4 characters to choose from, Rob. I'll highlight them all, and you could pick which one catches your fancy the most. So you got some blue ladies, we got some big green man, we have red lady, and we have orange dude.
I have a feeling I really, really like Big Green Man.
You could be big green man, that is you.
He's got a badass mustache.
I like that. It's a really good mustache. He got the chops too. He's got the mustache. He's got the chops. He's got it all. Crazy Mike, would you like to pick next?
I'm gonna pick the slim orange dude.
You're gonna be the slim orange dude. Slim orange dude.
Yeah.
Don't call him slim orange.
Slim orange.
Slim orange.
Well, he's gonna be me, so I'm greatly offended by my own words.
Emerson, who would you like to be, good sir?
The red lady.
I was gonna figure you for the blue lady because you draw in all blue.
Yeah.
But that's okay. I will take the blue lady. I'll take
Blue Lady was my second choice. Blue Lady is pretty cool.
Do you think she's hiding horns under her hat?
I think she's just got a really weird hairstyle.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
That's possibly it.
He's out of the 80s.
Alright, we have chosen our heroes. Now we will embark on our quest. It's not really a quest, it's more like hanging around town for a few weeks. So let's do that. Gonna get some flavor text on the screen. The Yawhg will be here in 6 weeks, and no one expects it. Not a one of us. We just keep living our lives week by week, unaware. So an interesting about this game, Rob, is it could be extremely dark, but it can also be kind of not dark at all, kind of like a happy mood. It all depends on like things that you pick, things that you are, and things that you do. But it appears that I am the chooser of choosing first, so I am going to go to various places. I can go to a forest, I can go to an arena, alchemy tower, gardens, palace, tavern, hospital, and slums. Every time I get to go to a place, you choose between 2 options. I will show you as I go to... Let's go to this hospital. At the hospital, I am going to clean up. And so I could either clean up or I'm going to tend patients, but I choose cleaning up. I spend the entire week steeling your mind against the horrors of the hospital, making sure it is as clean as can be. You gain 1 mind, 1 physique, and earn 1 wealth. One day, the bloodletting leeches somehow escape from their containers. Leeches start flooding into the hallway. There are people screaming everywhere as leeches slither towards them. "Somebody do something," yells one of the doctors. Now, I have the choice. I can zap the leeches with magic, or I could use myself as bait. My magic is currently 5 right now, which really isn't good. I don't think I have too much magic, especially not to zap someone, so I'm just going to use myself as bait, because that's the only other decision I have. Who knows? You start taunting the leeches to lead them back into their containers. The leeches swarm all over you. You are subject to a vicious series of bites before the leeches get bored and take off. You lose 2 physique. The leeches make their way out of the hospital and end up infesting all of the nearby waterbeds. That's super bad.
That sucks. I've never been on a waterbed, but a waterbed filled with leeches sounds like an even worse kind of waterbed.
It sounds like a pretty bad time.
Can your character die before the end at all?
I don't believe so.
Because there's a lot of really bad stuff that happens.
There is.
Some hardcore stuff. Actually, so at the hospital, like, do you always have those choices and it always leads to those stories?
No, it's random. The hospital has some set storylines that go with it, but every time it's just kind of going to be like a chance to have one particular thing that can happen at the hospital. I mean, if you go to the hospital like all of your turns, you're probably going to see a lot of what it has to offer. But I've never seen that particular leech one, so that's news to me.
Ah, interesting. Well, I think, I was in between the arena and the palace, but I'm going to go with the palace. The palace seems like a cool place.
Let's go to the palace.
Let's
Rob
do it.
wants to go to the palace, and Rob, you can do administration work, or you can attend the ball.
Oh, dude, I'm going to attend the ball.
Let's attend the ball. You spend the week attending fancy gatherings. Your man looks so dapper with his tiny little glass of wine and his mustache
really does.
combed. You gain 2 charm and 1 finesse. One day, you hear somebody shouting something in the hallway. "There's a bomb in the palace!" they scream. There is a mass panic as people try desperately to escape the palace's walls. Do you wish to locate and disarm the bomb, or do you want to run away?
Well, it looks like my mind skill is pretty bad,
Yep.
but I'm a man.
You're a man.
And men disarm bombs,
Men
so
disarm-
let's do this.
Let's locate and disarm the bomb. You run deeper into the castle, trying to figure out where the explosives are hidden. You manage to find them in a wine cellar, disguised as barrels of wine. The bomb appears to be on a detonator that is controlled by a powerful magic. You realize immediately you won't be able to figure it out, and get out of the building as quick as you can. You're almost
At
out.
least I tried.
Yeah, you tried. But you're almost out when the bomb goes off, Rob.
Oh no!
It's a huge explosion that knocks you through a wall. You lose 1 physique. Sorry,
Wasn't as
buddy.
bad as your leech beds.
It's not as bad as my leech beds. Next, who's red? Emerson, you're red.
Yeah.
Where would you like to? You can go to the forest, you can go to the arena, the alchemy tower, gardens, tavern, or slums.
The slums.
The slums. Let's go to the slums, or as I sometimes call them, the scums. It's cool. Do you like to pickpocket, or do you like to fight crime?
Pickpocket.
Let's pickpocket. You spend the week performing petty theft. You gain 1 wealth and 2 finesse. One night, a small child approaches you with his hands cupped and outstretched towards you. He doesn't say anything, but just looks up at you with wide eyes, waiting expectantly. Would you like to give him some coin, your last piece of wealth in the world, or would you like to ignore him?
Oh.
It's up to you, man. The choice
I only
is
have
yours.
1 wealth.
You only have 1 wealth.
That kid's probably, loaded, so I'll ignore him.
You're gonna ignore him. You're gonna ignore this poor little sap. Emerson, he walks away, clutching at his stomach. The next night, you notice him, and he looks very weak. You might have killed that poor man. Crazy Mike.
You are a lord of scum.
Crazy Mike, where would you like to go?
I guess I'll go to the tavern. Have a good time there.
Let's go to the tavern, Crazy Mike. Would you like to bartend, or would you like to drink?
I'd like to drink. Who wants to bartend?
Let's get trashed. You spend the entire week getting wasted, Crazy Mike. You gain 2 charm and 1 physique. One day, a bard pulls out his lute in the bar and starts playing a tune. A tune-shaped clue. Unfortunately, his singing is horrible and is ruining the tavern's atmosphere. You decided to do something about it. Would you like to convince him to leave or challenge him to a lute duel?
I don't know how to play the lute. I'll just tell him to leave.
Just gonna tell him to leave. Get out of here,
Yeah.
man. You don't like
Get
your
outta here.
lutes. You approach the bard and let him know that the tavern down the road is well known for its big tippers. He thanks you for the heads up, packs up his shit, and goes on his way. You helped out the patrons. You gain 1 charm.
Sweet.
They say the last time it came, the Yawhg devoured hell's as whole, stole lives, tore families and family members apart. But that was so very long ago. Next up, me. I cannot go to the palace because Rob can't disarm a bomb and it blew up. So that's off the menu. So what I will do, if I'm looking at my shenanigans, I have 6 mind, which is the most. It's not really much of anything, really. So I'm gonna go to, let's do the gardens. And in the gardens, I feel like meditating might be a good thing. So I spend the week in deep meditation. I gain 1 magic and 2 mind. One day, an old woman approaches you. I have a small pouch of magic beans. Would you be interested in purchasing them? And I'll see, I could. Of course I would. Or I could no thanks. Magic beans sound pretty good. Wealth doesn't mean a whole lot. You don't use it too much, unless you're Emerson. You don't feed kids. But I'm gonna pay for the beans. You spend 1 wealth on the beans. Later, you decide to plant them in a small, rarely visited part of the garden. Next up, we have Rob.
All right, I think I am going to go to the arena today.
Let's go to the arena today. Let's beat the shit out of something.
I got some battle scars now from that bomb. I feel like it'll make me more intimidating. And let's compete in a fight. Because we're badasses.
You truly are, sir. Let's compete in the fight. You spend 1 week fighting brutes in the arena. You gain 2 physique and 1 finesse. One day, in between matches, you stumble upon one of the higher-ranked fighters ingesting illegal strength potions.
Oh my god.
Please, sir, don't report me, he cries. I'll even share some of my potion with you if you keep quiet, she adds. Oh, wow, she adds. Oops.
Yeah.
She had a deep voice. That was all the strength potions. Goes right to her dick.
You know what? I'm taking her offer. I'm gonna juice.
Yeah, let's take it.
I'm juicing it.
I have to keep going the voice. Thank you so much for not reporting me, she says while handing you her flask. You take a small swig of her potion and can feel your muscles expand significantly. You gain 2 physique.
That's awesome.
It's really good. Emerson, where would you like to go, sir?
Ooh, I'll go to the alchemy tower.
Let's go to the alchemy tower with Emerson. Clean the lab, or would you like to brew a potion? Clean the lab.
I'll clean the lab.
You're gonna clean the lab. You spend the week cleaning up noxious chemicals. You are paid 1 wealth for your labor and gain 1 physique and 1 magic. One day, an artificer stops by for a visit. She is adorned with magical gadgets and gizmos and is followed everywhere by her clockwork spider. The alchemists of the tower all go out of their way to impress the artificer, offering her an array of potions and elixirs. As she is leaving, she adorns the most charming of the alchemists with a special trinket. Wasn't you. Suck it. Sorry, that's the end. Crazy Mike.
I'm gonna go to the slums.
Let's go to the slums. Maybe you'll find that kid and steal from him.
Yeah.
Would you like to pickpocket in the slums, or would you like to fight crime in the slums?
I'm gonna fight crime. I'm gonna fight Emerson.
That's fine.
He's a criminal for not giving to the homeless. It's a messed up world.
You spend the week outsmarting and beating up criminals. You gain 1 mind, 1 physique, and 1 finesse. One night, a man walks up to you. Excuse me, sir. Feeling a little lonely tonight? He asks. For only a small amount of coin, I can make you feel good all night. Now, would you like to say, sure, that's 2 wealth, which you don't have, or you could say, no thanks.
Well, I want to say yeah, even though I don't have any wealth.
All right, let's try it out. You don't have enough money to pay him. He shrugs and walks off.
Oh, all right.
Shit, that
was anticlimactic.
Yeah, kind of was. It was on us in a heartbeat, or so the stories go. The earth shook, the air went still. All right, me. Let's go to the tavern. Let's get wasted for a week. You spend the entire week getting wasted. You gain 2 charm and 1 physique. One day, the tavern throws its annual dart tournament. I could enter or I could spectate. My finesse isn't very good. I'm just going to spectate this one. Just going to sit it out. Maybe something bad won't happen. You watch the tournament from the sidelines, analyzing throwing techniques, and gain 1 finesse. Oh, that's not too bad. Could be a lot worse.
That works.
For being a little pansy and not competing. Rob, you're up.
I shall go to the forest today.
Let's go to the
Or
forest.
this week.
The mighty man in the mighty forest. Would you like to chop wood or would you like to hunt?
I would like to hunt.
Let's hunt.
Yeah.
You spend the week hunting various defenseless critters.
Oh.
You gain 2 finesse and sell the pelts for 1 wealth.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. One day during your forest excursions, you stumble upon a swarm of rats. At first, you jump backwards in shock, but then you start hearing them conversing with one another. They call you over. "Excuse me, sir," one of them says in a high-pitched voice. "Do you think you might be able to help us out with something? You see, we're trying to elect our new leader, but it seems our votes are completely tied. We're trying to decide between Seedpaw the Vengeful and Blightooth the Wise," says the rat. Seedpaw steps forward. "If you vote for me, the rats will have a powerful leader. One who isn't afraid to take our enemy fights enemy. I can't fucking read because I'm JSmith," proclaims Seedpaw. Blightooth steps up. "If you vote for me, good sir, I will lead these rats to an age of enlightenment," says Blightooth. Which rat do you choose?
My character I feel like would choose Seedpaw, but I'm gonna choose Blightooth the Wise.
Let's choose Blightooth the Wise. He's kind of like a Deckard Cain of rats.
Yeah, exactly.
Half of the rats roar with tiny applause. Yay! Seedpaw bows his head and walks back to the mass of rats. Blightooth climbs up to your shoulder and whispers ancient secrets into your rear as thanks. You gain 1 mind and 1 magic.
He must have a really long neck if he could whisper from my shoulder into my rear. Pretty impressive.
The chat likes it. Emerson, where would you like to go?
Ooh, I'll go to the garden.
Let's go to the gardens. You can landscape in the gardens, or you can meditate in the gardens.
Landscape.
Let's landscape. Let's, chop some bushes into rabbits. You spend the week maintaining the plants in the royal garden. You gain 1 finesse, 1 physique, and earn yourself 1 wealth. One day, you spot a man drinking water from out of the pond. Suddenly, he screams. You look over and find him covered in leeches. What do you do? Do you save him with magic, or do you get out of there?
These are the leeches that were spilled at the hospital.
Yes, they were.
I'll save them with magic, see if I can.
Let's save him with magic. That seems like a nice thing to do. You let a kid starve, but you're going to save a man who's screaming from leeches. That's cool. You try prying the leeches off the man, but there's too many of them. You end up getting bit a lot in the process. You lose 1 physique. You begin to give up when the man stops squirming. Too much of him devoured to still function. You make a break for it. You get to safety. You go by the well later in the night to find only a pile of bones.
Wow.
I feel like leeches don't eat people.
Yeah.
You've never met the hospital leeches.
I guess so, yeah.
Crazy Mike.
Alright, I'm gonna go to the slums again, but this time I'm gonna steal from people. See, I was the hero last time, so they won't suspect that it's me this time.
That's really good. I like that. You're a thinker,
False
Crazy
sense
Mike.
of security.
Let's pick their pockets. You spend the week performing petty theft like the ultimate scumbag. You gain 1 wealth and 2 finesse. One day, you notice a man drawing water out of a well. Suddenly, leeches begin pouring out of the well,
Oh, God.
cover the man from head to toe. They start making their way towards you, too. What do you do? Do you blast them with magic, or do you lure the leeches back into the well?
Well, let me see what my magic is. My magic's crap, so I'm just gonna try to lure them back.
All right, let's try to lure the leeches back into the well. Fucking leeches, man. You start taunting the leeches to lead them back into their containers. Leeches, stupid leeches. Hit me. With great skill, you manage to avoid the leeches' fangs. You then lure
I am
them
the
all
greatest.
back into the well. Quick thinking. You gain 1 mind.
Yes.
Good job, Crazy Mike. I'm proud of you. And then, the world was a howling fury. Chaos, screaming. The sound of all we knew being pulled in half. Week 4. Let's see. What is my shenanigans at? Pretty good. Let's go to the Alchemy Tower. In the alchemy tower, I feel like brewing a potion. Emerson cleaned it up. Gives me opportunity to do this. You spend the week experimenting with different potion brews. You gain 2 magic and 1 mind. One day, you hear cries for help coming from the next room. Running over to investigate, you see that the alchemists there have accidentally created an ooze monster. How do you dispatch the ooze? Do you punch the ooze into submission or blast the ooze with magic? Let's try to blast it with magic. You pulverize the ooze into a puddle with an array of magical spells. The alchemists all cheer. You gain 1 charm. Oh, that's nice of me.
Nice.
Robert.
Yeah.
Throw leeches at the monster.
You know, I think I'm going to go to the tavern.
Let's go to the tavern. At the tavern, would you like to bartend or would you like to drink?
I would, you know what? Why don't I bartend?
Let's
I'll
bartend. Yeah, you seem like a pretty nice bartender. More like a bouncer, maybe. This is a really nice picture of you bartending, too. You spend the week serving drinks at the tavern. You earn 1 wealth in tips and gain 2 charm. One day, an impromptu drinking contest is held. Would you like to enter, sir, or would you like to spectate?
I don't know what that would have to do with, but I'd have to say enter, because I feel like my stats are good enough for it.
It looks good. It looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Let's enter. You down pint after pint, drinking as if your life depended on it. You end up blacking out. When you come to, you find yourself in a home you don't recognize, and only your underwear. Your clothes are nowhere to be found, and you seem to be the only one home. What happened?
Who knows?
Emerson.
That's it?
That's it, man. Day in the life of Alpaca Patrol. Emerson, where'd you like to go, sir?
I think I'll go to the arena.
Let's do the arena. In the arena, would you like to compete and fight or bet on a fight?
Ooh. I think... Wait, I only have 1 wealth. Shit. I'll compete in the fight, I guess, if...
You want to compete? You don't want to spend your last... You're really kind of a miser with that penny, aren't you? You spend the week fighting brutes in the arena. I'm sorry, what was that, Crazy Mike?
I thought he had 3 wealth.
He might. I haven't checked his stats.
Oh.
You gain 2 physique and 1 finesse. One day, while wandering the halls, one of the arena's fighters approaches you. "Excuse me, miss. I need a sparring partner," he says. "Are you down for a fight or two?" Would you like to accept his challenge or refer him to the burly guy next to you?
Oh, ooh. I'll take this challenge.
Let's do it. "Let's do this," he screams. He takes a swing at your head. You get punched square in the face. The next thing you know, you're in the arena's infirmary. It appears that punch gave you headache and never endless. Headache and never endless, I get it. Symptoms include having a mild headache forever. You lose 1 mind.
That sucks.
Wow.
A headache forever?
Headache forever. And Crazy Mike.
I'm gonna go to the gardens.
Let's go to the gardens. Would you like to landscape or would you like to meditate?
I think I'm going to. I'm gonna landscape.
Let's landscape. Let's make some things. Let's make some bushes into geese. You spend the week maintaining the plants in the royal garden. You gain 1 finesse, 1 physique, and earn yourself 1 wealth. One day, while in the gardens, you notice a beanstalk. Would you like to eat it or would you like to water it?
Well, I know what happens when you water a beanstalk, so let's do that.
Let's water it. Let's find out. If plants could express emotions, it'd let you know how delighted it is to be watered. That's it. When it arrives this time, how will we fare? Will we once more rebuild, move on, be strong, or have we forgotten? Alrighty, week 5, 2 weeks left. Let me think. Where do I want to go? Let's go back to the hospital. Let's go back to the hospital. Let's tend to some of these patients. You spend the week diagnosing and tending to the sick. You gain 2 mind and earn 1 wealth. One day, a patient comes to the hospital with sores that nobody's ever seen before. While walking by his bedside, he looks to you and rudely asks for a glass of water. Should I get him water or should I ignore him? I'm gonna give him some water. Give him some water. Probably leeches.
Yeah.
You bring him a small glass to quench his thirst. He takes a large sip, swigs it around, and then proceeds to spit it at you. The water hits you right in the face. After cleaning up, you scold the obviously insane man for spitting at you. That night, when you go home, you feel dizzy and start having vivid hallucinations about ancient wizards. You gain 3 magic. You lose 3 mind. Something bad's happening. Robert.
You know what? I'm gonna return to the forest. We're gonna chop some wood.
Let's go to the forest. Let's chop some wood. You spend the
lumberjack-tastical.
You're pretty lumberjack fantastical. Yes, I agree. You spend the week cutting down trees for the village. How nice. You gain 2 physique and earn yourself 1 wealth. One day, you come across a group of people in the woods. From the expressions on their faces, they appear to be lost. Would you like to rob them, or would you like to help them? I know you all rob.
Wait, what was? I'm sorry. There are just people in the woods.
There's people in the woods. They seem lost. Would you like to rob them, or would you like to help them out?
You know what? Let's rob these motherfuckers.
Let's rob them.
They deserve it.
Wrong neighborhood.
The wrong neighborhood. You jump out from behind a tree, brandishing your weapon, demanding they hand over their goods. One of them refuses and charges you with her pitchfork. You disarm her and knock her to the ground. You're a real nice guy. Everybody quickly hands over their goods and asks you to leave them alone, and you gain 3 wealth.
Nice.
Very nice. It's nice.
It's nice, indeed.
Emerson?
I don't think I'm the scum anymore. I think I'll go back to the slums, though.
Oh, here it comes. Would you like to pickpocket or fight crime?
Pickpocket.
It's pickpocket. You spend the week performing petty theft. You gain 1 wealth and 2 finesse. One night, you hear cheering coming from an alleyway. Peering in, you see a crowd of men cheering on dogs violently ripping each other apart. One of the men spots you and asks, "Oi, would you like to participate in our little beating game?" Well, would you like to participate in the beating game? Would you like to bet on the dogs? Or try to stop the dog fights?
I'll try to stop the dog
Let's
fights.
try to stop the... You turn into a really good guy at the end. You try to convince the gamblers that dog fighting is wrong fighting. Your words fall on deaf ears. Very quickly, they get quite angry with you. One of them walks up to you and pulls out a knife. He tries to slash at you, but your reflexes allow you to disarm him and pin him to the ground. You put your assailant in a chokehold until he passes out. You stop the town's illegal dogfighting after you pickpocketed everyone. You feel very good about yourself right now. You gain 1 physique. You gain 1 finesse. You gain 1 mind. You gain 1 charm. You gain 1 magic.
Ooh.
Shots fired. Shots turned around. Shots ricocheted.
Was this Wanted?
That was
Angelina Jolie and
Crazy Mike.
Alright, can I invade other players?
You can invade the arena. You can invade the alchemy tower. You can invade the gardens or the tavern.
Well, I guess I'll go to the arena. You know, it's the next best thing.
It sounds about appropriate, yeah. Would you like to compete and fight, or would you like to bet on fight?
I'm gonna compete in a fight.
Let's compete in a fight. You spend the week fighting brutes in the arena. You gain 2 physique and 1 finesse. One night, on your way home, you spot a rusty dagger on the ground. Would you like to pick it up or leave it?
I'm going to take that dagger.
Let's pick it up. Let's find out what happens. You pick up and hear a voice from behind you whisper, "You're not worthy." The dagger begins to dissolve into a black smoke. Within seconds, the blade is gone, and you are called a scumbag from someone off camera.
Oh, man.
The Yawhg. It's almost here. Almost. Almost. So this is week 6, Rob. This is the last week before something happens.
My God.
Yeah.
Get wasted.
It could get wasted. I'm gonna go back to the gardens. I want to see if my beanstalk's alive. So I'm gonna go landscape, I suppose. You spend the week maintaining the plants in the royal garden. This one being a large giraffe plant. You gain 1 finesse, 1 physique, and earn yourself 1 wealth. Over the course of the week, you notice yourself growing more and more spiral-shaped sores all over your body. One day, the sores begin glowing a vibrant blue. You feel magic power grow even stronger while your mind slips further and further. You gain 3 magic. You lose 3 mind. In no time, the sores are glowing so bright that they hurt to look at. Someone rushes up to you, asking you if you're alright. With only a glance, you set him aflame. Then you let out a scream that shakes the earth and shatters the skulls of all nearby. A river of blood coats the ground as you walk about, reveling in your destruction. You black out. When you come to, you're at home in your bed. Your sores have faded, and you feel like disease symptoms have passed. So that was intense.
Wow, yeah.
You just destroyed the garden.
The gardens
is now gone.
The gardens are now gone.
I can
Wow,
relate.
that's pretty
Definitely
messed
not the scum anymore.
Yeah, beanstalk.
You know, I'm gonna go to the arena because I have what, like 6 wealth, right?
You have, let's find out. You are green. You have 6 wealth. Yes. You have 10 physique, 9 finesse, 6 mind, 9 charm, 6 magic, and you have all 6 and 9s. That's pretty impressive, except for your
Of
physique.
course.
That's a perfect
I mean,
pen.
it was all on purpose. I mean, obviously.
Let's do.
So
You said the arena?
yeah, let's do the arena.
Badass.
Let's bet on a fight.
Let's bet. You spend the week placing bets on your favorite fighters. You gain 5 wealth. While wandering around the halls between matches, you spot your former lover, Kelly. An awkward exchange happens in which you want to know how they're doing without seeming to care too much.
Been there.
After a few minutes, Gene, one of the most popular fighters in the arena, butts into the conversation. Hey, Kelly, sorry to interrupt, but I think we've got to leave right away if we want to make it to your mother's in time. You say an awkward goodbye as they walk off holding hands. How do you feel? Do you feel happy for Kelly, or do you feel extreme jealousy?
Extreme jealousy,
Extreme
I'd
jealousy.
say.
Yeah?
That seems like my character.
You become extremely grumpy for the rest of the week. You lose 1 charm. While you're
Damn.
no fun to be around, you channel your rage into working out. You gain 2 physique.
Yeah, exactly. I see. If they had the option to beat the shit out of that guy, I would have taken that. That would
Of
have been
course.
cool.
Yeah. I would have allowed it. What's up, Emerson? Emerson, would you like the forest?
Well,
Oh,
gardens in the palace is gone, so
Yeah, 2 mids. You can't mid, Emerson. What are you
Push
gonna
with
do? You got a lane.
I'll go to the tavern.
Let's go to the tavern. Just drink away your woes or bartend your woes away.
I'll drink.
Let's drink. You got 1 week left on Earth. You spend the entire week getting wasted. You gain 2 charm and 1 physique. One day, a fortune teller sets up at one of the tavern's tables. She offers to read anybody's fortune for a small sum. Would you like to say yes, please, and offer 1 wealth, or would you like to say no, thanks?
I'll offer 1 wealth.
Let's offer 1 wealth. This is how you spend your wealth. You don't feed the homeless. You give it to the fortune teller. You spend 1 wealth. The fortune teller takes your hand and begins showering you with promises of love and wealth. She doesn't really go into any detail, and the whole time you can't help but feel that this is all an act. Underwhelmed and slightly poor, you can't help but feel you've wasted your money. It's karma, bitch. And Crazy Mike.
I think I'm gonna this is gonna end where it all began. I'm gonna go back to the slums and I'm gonna fight more crime.
Let's go to the slums. Let's fight crime. You spend the week outsmarting and beating up criminals. You gain 1 mind, 1 physique, and 1 finesse. One night, you hear a woman whisper at you from nearby. Hey, you, she calls out. Looking to make a bit of coin? You could say, I'm always up for more coin, or you could say no thanks.
I'm always up to make some more coin.
Yeah,
I'll head over there.
She seems like a really nice person.
Yeah.
She signals for you to go into the alleyway with her. Come closer, she says. Nobody else can hear what I'm about to tell you. In close, eager to learn how you'll be earning this coin. She presses herself right up against you, moving her lips slowly towards your ear. Suddenly, she bites your neck viciously. Blood pours out from your wound. She clings to you tightly, lapping it all up. You black out. When you come to, you see her standing over you. Thanks, she says, tossing you a couple of coins. You gain 1 wealth. She then
Sweet.
melts into the shadows. You feel your neck. You notice your wound has healed completely. Your body feels ice cold. You gain 3 charm. You lose 3 physique. The storm arrives in the night. By the morning, it still rages. For 3 full days, the tempest puts us through a grinder, drowns us, crushes us, and ruins us. But in the end, it ends. I can't read. When we see the graveyard our home has become, our home. Does anything yet live? Is it? Are we? Past saving? Alright, now we get to choose our role, Rob. We have all of these statistical points. We could choose to be any one of these final things. So the leader, the builder, the conjurer, the doctor, the smelter, the tailor, the looter, or the town drunk. I'm going to look at my stats. I see I have 6 physique, 7 finesse, 5 mind, 8 charm, 14 magic, and 2 wealth. Magic being my most good one. I think I'm just going to settle on being the conjurer.
That works.
You take it upon yourself to help conjure up supplies for the town. With your magic, you summon supplies of the highest caliber. With little effort, you're summoning high-quality lumber and food from out of nowhere. This helps the rebuilding efforts significantly. Rob, you get to now pick.
Well, I imagine that the leader corresponds with mind, is what I would guess. So I don't think my character has very good mind. Yeah, no, not particularly. But I have a lot of physique, so I guess I'm going to go with the builder.
All right.
That seems about right.
Seems, yeah. You can build. She can build. You take it upon yourself to help rebuild the town by hand. You rebuild homes at breakneck speeds, impressing the rest of the survivors. This helps their rebuilding effort significantly. Next up, we have Emerson, who has 10 physique, 12 finesse, 5 mind, 8 charm, 7 magic, and 3 wealth.
I'll go for the looter, I guess.
You want to go to the looter? Seems like a looting man. You break into abandoned buildings and hoard together everything for yourself. You gain 3 wealth. You gain another 3 wealth. This hurts the survival effort.
Ooh.
And last but not least, we have Crazy Mike. Scumlord Emerson. The scum of scum.
Alright, let's see. I got some good charm. Is charm what's good for leaders, or?
Sounds like it could be a leadership opportunity.
Yeah. Somebody's got to be the leader of this town.
You want to lead us?
Sure.
Alright, Crazy Mike is our leader. You take it upon yourselves to be the leader of the survivors. Immediately, upon stepping in front of the crowd of able workers, your skin turns milky white. You lose 3 physique. You start to give orders and notice everyone is hanging on your every word. You also note your teeth are a little sharper than usual. You gain 3 charm. You have an easy time leading the town, with all the survivors becoming almost like obedient slaves. You slowly build yourself up to a position of power. This strong leadership helps the survival effort. It helped the survival effort even more, but you keep eating people.
I keep
And
stealing
so-
their humanity.
You're stealing their humanity. You're dark handing them. And so, we set about our tasks, once more living our lives. This time, in a way we might never have expected or even wanted. But in the end, we were defeated. Those of us left struggled to our home to rights, but the effort was futile, doomed. The city bled survivors, eventually becoming a husk, a dead thing. And perhaps, the Yawhg was only partly to blame. We lost pretty big time there.
Pretty sure the other
Wow.
thing to blame was somebody here.
Well, Emerson looted it.
I'm gonna blame Emerson here for this.
But wait, there's more. With the town in ruins, you decide to flee and go through the woods to seek a new home. This venture is cut short, however, as you are mauled to death by a mysterious beast. Well,
Oh,
That
that
sucks.
yeah.
sucks ass. The town in ruins, Rob. You do your best to survive and hide from the rampant crime. One day, a band of muggers get the jump on you. Your coin purse is pulled from your grasp and your gut is stabbed multiple times. You die crumpled on the side of the road in a thick pool of blood.
I killed you.
My physique was not good enough to defeat a bunch of muggers, apparently.
You escape the ruined town with the giant bags of coins, jewels, and other valuable trinkets, Emerson.
No.
You move to a new city, living a life of luxury and elegance. Unfortunately, the new city you move to has their own evil, horrible thing, the Yawhg. The Yawhg sweeps through the city, tearing apart everything you know. This time, when you go rummaging through the debris for valuables, you encounter a group of people doing the same. You get into a knife fight with one of them, which results in you bleeding out into a pile of rubble. Seems like you and Rob have some sort of connection going on. Crazy Mike, finally. You rise to power as the dark ruler of the ruined village. Everyone in the town cowers before you and your squadron of bloodsuckers. You take hold of the ruined palace with your servants running around, catering to your every whim. You hold horrible galas in complete darkness, featuring elaborate fountains that pour delicious, delicious blood. Generations pass, and still, your rule remains, your age remaining unchanged.
That's awesome.
Art and writing
Wow.
by Emily Carroll. Programming design and writing by Damian Sommer. That is the Yawhg. Thank you guys for hanging out. How'd you like that, guys?
Oh.
That was pretty badass.
That was awesome. Yeah.
It seems almost like a Twine game. You know Twine? It's like a choose your own adventure type of program to make stories and stuff.
Sounds familiar, but I'm not too familiar.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
But
check
that was really cool. That was I didn't realize that it was a co-op type of experience like that.
It's super fun. You can play like solo mode, but you have to have at least, you have to control at least 2 people at one time, no matter what. So if you're playing like solo, you have to always pick 2. But it's cool. I've enjoyed this game, so like, and I've always had like a really good time like hanging out with like other people. It was hilarious because like this time it was super bad. But like last time when I was with Red Panda Gamer and Kyle Fullgrown Gaming, it was like really happy ending and stuff. Like there was
Really?
like really few bad things that happen. And so it's a really good coin toss, and I that's one of like the charming things that I absolutely love about this game. Plus like the music and the art style are just freaking absolutely great.
I like the art style. I wish I could hear the music. Unfortunately, I can't
I know.
right now.
I'm sorry.
When I watch it later, though.
When you watch it later. And until then, thank you very much. www.youtube.com/Alpaca Patrol.
Yeah, it was a fun time. I was the man who went around beating people up and taking their money, and I was one of the richest men in town by the end, like I am in real life, completely naked right now as we speak.
That was a good time. Thank you very much. youtube.com/Emerson Catkins.
Yeah, that's it. You got it.
Emerson
Way to go.
Catkins.
I'll link it in the description. And thank you very much for joining me. #Crazy Mike.
Thank you very much for having me here, man. It
Yeah,
was
dude.
lots of fun.
Yeah, we'll do something else very, very soon, like, I'm sure. But anyways, thank you, YouTube people. Twitch chat, stay around. Love you guys. And that is it. Twitter.com/JSmithOTI. Twitch.tv/JSmithOTI. Love ya. See ya. Goodbye.